Now, before we go into the game, I'm going to point this out here on my screen. If you look at the northern part of either of the southern bases, you see this black and orange obelisk that's floating on the map up on the highest plateau.
Yep.
You can actually hide a probe behind that and it won't be seen at the normal camera angle.
Really?
Yeah. And I have only seen it done twice, but you can hide a probe behind there, build a sudden proxy pylon, and warp in units.
Now you could actually, the way the obelisk is, you could hide it pretty much in any base, hey?
Pretty much.
Huh. Interesting. Well, let's go ahead and get game 3 started because we have another matchup after this to go ahead and get through as well.
Yep.
So we'll do a countdown as well. So 3, 2, 1, play.
All right, we've got both players spawning at the south today. Here at the lower right as blue Protoss, we have WhiteRA. And at the lower left, again, as purple Zerg, we have Machine. So again, good luck, have fun to both players, as they say to each other. What do you think of Shakura's Plateau? It's one of the newer maps to be added to the map pool. What do you think? Do you think this map has had an effect on players' playstyle at all?
I've been in beta since Phase 1, and I hated this map in Phase 1. Beta, it was just, 2 versus 2 on it felt awkward. 1 versus 1s on it were just, free-for-alls on it were pretty fun. But now that it's in the map pool, and now that play style has evolved so much, I really like it. It feels like a somewhat favored, or Zerg-favored map, just for the fact that there's so many wide open areas and so many bases, and it's just easier to defend your natural. But I really like the map. The spawn positions here that we did get for these two players today are actually least beneficial to the Zerg because the Protoss can go right through the backdoor rocks and start hitting on his main base. If Machine does not pay attention to that, he will be in a lot of trouble. There was a Zerg in the GSL that missed that and caused him to lose a game. I'm not going to say who, but go ahead and check out the GSL games as they did show exactly what I just said. But anyways, that's my thought. What are your thoughts on the map?
I think this map introduces some interesting play because of the way that the naturals and the main bases are set up. The fact that they're both on their own specific plateaus, the fact that you can kind of wall off two bases relatively successfully, I think makes for a more defensive player a more interesting match. And I tend to be a more defensive player than offensive player. I wait for my opportunity and then just suddenly strike. In the meantime, back to the match we have here. WhiteRA has already been scouted by Machine. As you said, he wanted to make sure he knew his opponent's position, so he came straight south across with this one Overlord and was already able to scout his opponent's location. And we do have a denial here at the natural expansion.
Oh, the probe almost gets the drone kill. Not quite, though. But he does prolong that pylon's life, so there is not an expansion there. There's 4 Zerglings on their way, which are probably going to promptly take out this probe and then work on that pylon.
In the meantime, our first gate is already done. Cybernetics core being built up, being chrono boosted onto the field. Very typical play thus far from both players. Except for this really nice denial with this pylon here by WhiteRA. I really like that play. It's really only come since the Zerg patch update, but it's a nice early harassment to stop that second hatch for as long as they possibly can.
Definitely. The pylon block's been around since SC1, and it's just always been a successful tactic if you can pull it off against the Zerg, because they want to get that second base up so fast. They need it for their production. They need it for their economy. Zerg player always wants to be one base up on a Protoss, but if you can deny that as long as possible, you can make any early aggression very, very effective. And I don't know why, but I think that WhiteRA is going to actually transition into a 4-gate pressure build here. He has not shown that he's going for any type of an expansion right now. He's not saving up his money really, but at the same time, he hasn't thrown down a bunch of gateways.
As you've been saying, here we go.
He puts up a pylon at the front front of his ramp, and he is going to be going for a fast expansion.
Machine's doing what he's done every match thus far. Already has a queen down at his second hatch just as it's about to hatch. Metabolic boost is on the way, but some early pressure here in the form of a single lone stalker trying to do as much damage to this queen as he possibly can. Here comes some Zerglings and a single zealot backing this up. Nice early pressure here.
Yeah, but the Zealot's huffing and puffing his way here, and he's only gets here to do a few swipes, and it looks like he's going to have to retreat or die, because once again, this Queen, 19 health, 3 games in a row, the Queen almost dies, but the Spine Crawler is going to get rooted. This time, WhiteRA's not going to have any of this. He is going to go
He's
for
gonna
that
get
kill,
the
and he
Queen.
gets it.
Oh, that is absolutely huge for WhiteRA this early on in the game to deny that Queen.
Drones are pissed, and they surround one of the stalkers and kill it off. A few more Zerglings are popping out and kill off, or probably going to kill off this other stalker. Spinecrawler gets a few pokes in. I would not want to get hit by that giraffe. He needs another queen out in the field. It is being trained up at his natural, and the stalker getting as much info as he could from the base. He didn't see the lair tech, as it is just morphing now after that stalker did get killed.
Second Queen is now on the field. Metabolic Boost has just completed, so he does have some nice surround capabilities with all these Zerglings now. In the meantime, looking over into WhiteRA's base, his second Nexus is complete. A Forge and a Gateway being built up to act as the wall here, along with these 3 sentries at his bottom ramp. And Warp Gate tech has also completed, so he is now up to 2 Warp Gates, and he does have another pair of Gateways on the way.
I'm curious to see if WhiteRA is going to be dropping down a robotics facility, as that has what he's been doing the past couple games, where he goes 3 or 4 gates into a robo. Gets that fast +1 attack, which he is now getting as well. We'll see if he chrono boosts that. He does have some spare energy in one of his Nexus, and the other one is about to get enough as well.
Roach Warren is now.
There it is.
Yep. You called it. And yes, there is a Roach Warren on the way. Roaches have been working pretty well for Machine. They won him the first match.
I think his phenomenal macro, combined with having every freaking unit in the game, won him the first match. That was an awesome game.
True enough. Here we go with Ground Weapons level 1 is also on the way for WhiteRA. And these Zerglings that were kind of hanging out outside the front of WhiteRA's base are in retreat back home.
Yeah, just more gateways. Really surprised if he's going to throw down a Twilight Council and maybe get Blink again. Or maybe he's going to switch it up this game and go towards something else. But +1 is almost done. He may be doing some kind of timing push off of that. The units are heading out. He's taking a probe for the proxy pylon. And looks like he wants to get this game done as early as possible.
Yep, Machine is currently researching Burrow. He does have Galal Reconstitution on the way. So he's definitely focusing on those roaches.
Yeah, but those 2 key upgrades I don't think are going to be here by the time WhiteRA goes to push in. The other 2 gateways are just finishing. He's going to be on 6 gateways. This is going to be a lot of pressure. +1 is just finishing. He wants to hit right now or never. He's got a couple sentries with almost full energy, which, well, 5 sentries, wow. With tons of energy. That's a lot of force fields, guys.
Nice far up pylon to bring in some reinforcements should he need them.
He's got tons of pylons, more reinforcements coming in as we speak. And here it comes, guys. Glial Reconstitution nor Burrow has been finished quite yet.
Gonna try and do as much damage as he can.
Great
He
force
is on
fields.
creep, though.
Fantastic force fields being put down, causing all these roaches to go, WTF, what am I doing? And a ton of stalkers picking them off from a distance. And he's got a lot more force fields. Here we go. Guardian Shield being put up as well. And the roaches did burrow. That just finished a few seconds ago, but I don't think it's going to be enough because the units just keep streaming in.
Those pylons are already playing their role, warped in a whole bunch of new stalkers to take it, and there you go. That's going to be enough for WhiteRA to take that match and move up 2-0 and be on match point for our first matchup here.
Isn't he? He's 2-1. Machine took the first game. So
yes.
We've got game 4 coming up here. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, so that would be match point. Duh. Yeah. Oh, wow. I'm not doing math here today very well, guys.